In the midst of a hot, dry afternoon, a thirsty crow found itself wandering the parched countryside, searching desperately for even a single drop of water. The sun beat down relentlessly, and every puddle had dried up. Every stream had retreated deep into the ground. The crow's wings felt heavy, its throat parched, and hope seemed to fade with every step. Yet, as it wandered, its sharp eyes caught a glimmer. A small clay pot nestled beneath the shade of an old tree. The crow fluttered down and peered inside, discovering a small amount of water at the very bottom. Eagerly, the crow reached its beak into the pot, but the water was just out of reach. No matter how it stretched, twisted, or angled itself, the precious liquid remained stubbornly distant. Frustration threatened to overwhelm the crow, but it paused, recalling stories of survival and wisdom passed down through generations. It understood that brute force alone would not solve this problem. Instead, it needed to rely on its intelligence. Looking around, the crow noticed small pebbles scattered nearby. An idea began to form. With determination renewed, the crow picked up a pebble in its beak and dropped it into the pot. It watched as the pebble settled at the bottom, causing the water level to rise ever so slightly. Encouraged by this result, the crow repeated the process, one pebble at a time. With each pebble dropped, the water climbed higher, edging closer to the rim. The crow's patience was tested. This task demanded focus and perseverance. Many might have given up, believing the water was impossible to reach. But the crow persisted, guided by the belief that every small action could lead to a greater outcome. Its clever solution drew upon the ability to observe, to reason, and to adapt, a testament to the power of intelligence in overcoming obstacles. Finally, after many trips back and forth, the water reached the top of the pot. The crow bent down and drank deeply, quenching its thirst at last. Relief and satisfaction filled its heart, not only for the water, but for the triumph of wit over adversity. This story of the crow and the water pot has echoed across cultures and generations, serving as a powerful reminder of the role intelligence plays in solving life's challenges. Obstacles are a constant presence, whether they arise from nature, circumstance, or the limits of our own abilities. Sometimes the solution is not immediately obvious, and frustration may make us want to give up. But when we pause to think, observe carefully, and experiment patiently, new possibilities emerge. The crow's actions teach us that wisdom is not found in brute strength, but in the willingness to look beyond the obvious. Each pebble dropped into the pot represents a small, thoughtful step towards a goal. Progress may be slow, and the path may seem tedious, but persistence and resourcefulness will ultimately bring results. In our own lives, we may encounter problems that seem insurmountable, a task just out of reach, a dream that feels too distant. The lesson of the crow encourages us to break down big challenges into manageable pieces. By approaching difficulties with creativity, patience, and determination, we discover that solutions are often within our grasp, waiting for us to see them from a new perspective. Success, the crow shows us, is not reserved for the strongest, but for those who use their minds to adapt and persevere. The greatest victories are not always won by force, but by intelligence, by the quiet power of thoughtful action in the face of hardship. And so, whenever the road ahead seems long and the obstacles daunting, remember the crow and its quest for water. With resourcefulness and resilience, even the most difficult challenges can be overcome.